All right, guys, about a month ago, Eric sent this in. This is a RAC system. It's actually designed to hold a firearm secured, so theoretically nobody can steal the firearm. It is mechanically very solid body aluminum, some big mounting bolts. These are spring-loaded, so you can't remove any of the rack unless it's unlocked. So pretty good design, but what I don't like is the tubular lock. So here's how this thing works. Let's see if I can find the key here, what I do with those guys. So it is a tubular lock, 7-pinner, rotate it 90 degrees, and at that point, you can't just pull on one side of it. You actually have to pull up on the entire thing. So try to imagine doing this, in full panic mode. So the pistols fit in there with that behind the trigger, and then lift it up, lock it in place. This is unloaded, by the way, so for educational purposes only, YouTube. Lock him all the way down, and then he's locked in place. Now, yeah, it'll keep somebody from, casual theft, but a couple things about this. First of all, if you have the magazine in it, it makes it really easy for someone to remove your magazine. They can access all of the controls. On the positive side, the trigger cannot be pulled. So from a safety perspective, that's a great thing. I don't like the fact that they could shove something in your barrel, remove your magazine, or any of the other things, threaded protectors or anything like that, remove your sights. So probably not a great thing. But we're focused on this. Let's go ahead and see how easy it is to pick a tubular lock. I'm going to do this manually using one of these guys. This is a GOAT. I got this one from Sparrows, designed by Lock Noob, and it's just a steel probe. And we're going to try to pick it by hand, see what happens. All right, the hardest part of picking these is tensioning it, because you tend to get it a little bit cockeyed, and then, of course, it falls out when you're halfway picked. So I'm going to try to hold it kind of like that. Hopefully it'll keep it level. Just apply moderate tension, and basically we're going to go around the circle just testing each of the pins to see if it's binding. If it is, just give it a little push like that. And unless it has security pins, you really shouldn't get too much of a false set. And if you do, it works exactly like pin tumblers. It'll give you that counter rotation. I felt a slight turn on the core there. Doesn't mean we have a security pin. It just means that just a little bit of slop in the lock, I think. Little click. And I'm just going clockwise, just pin to pin. And there we go. We got, now we have a false set for sure. And I don't know if that's slop or if we actually have a security pin in this guy. Okay, I'm going to lighten up. I don't feel any counter rotation or anything. Oops, that was falling off the pin. I'm going to lighten up on the tension just a little bit, because maybe we pick something, out of sequence. And it's always a trick to get that guy's hiding underneath the tensioner back there. There's sometimes a little bit of trouble to find, and sometimes you tend to forget him. And there we go. All right, so we got it picked part of the way, and it is not open. And you can see the notches no longer line up, but that's okay, because now we only have 6 pins to pick. The one that's located right here, we no longer have to pick him. So it gets a little easier after doing it that first time. So let's put our tensioner back in there. And again, I'll try to keep it level. And yeah, don't waste your time trying to pick him. So I'm going to go counterclockwise this time. Why not? And if you paid attention the first time through, and I did not, you should get an idea of where each of the pins needs to be set. Oops. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think we got that picked. Instead, my tensioner fell out. All right, let's try that again. I'll go clockwise this time. And don't forget the one hiding underneath the tensioner. We'll click on him. Felt a slight false set there. A little bit more. So we're on the right path here. Just don't drop it. And there we go. So now we got it picked an extra notch. Let's see if it's open. And it is. Oop. I said it was. There we go. So you've only got to pick this guy twice in order to get in there. Now, just so you know, if you get in, let me unzoom this so we get a little bit of focus working. If you get into this position, or if someone tried to pick your lock and they misaligned your slots, it's not a big deal. Just take one of your keys and grind off that outer notch right there, just so your inner notch will still be able to tension. So use one of your extra keys with the notch ground off, and then no matter what position that's in, you'll be able to lock and unlock it. So anyway, guys, there you go. Appreciate your time. Stay safe. Stay legal.